Remember, my excellent drivers, you are responsible for the safe use of your vehicle and abiding by the state or territory rules that you are driving in, and that, of course, includes mobile phone usage. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Art of Confident Driving. I hope you're all doing well. So today we've got an episode that's going to help all of you guys who are attempting the test. It's going to make you feel more confident and happier to get behind the wheel when you've got somebody sitting next to you assessing you. Alrighty, so we're going to be talking about what will happen come the test day. So first of all, I gather you've booked your test. I gather you've got a car ready for the test. Now, that is one thing a lot of people aren't aware of. The departments of transport do not supply vehicles for the test. So you need to supply your own vehicle. So whether it's a vehicle from your own family, whether it's your own car, or whether it's an instructor's vehicle, you must have a vehicle that you come to the test centre with. Second, that vehicle must be roadworthy, okay? You can look up what is required for roadworthy in your own state. They're all pretty similar. So the lights have got to be working. There can't be any bad lights up on the dashboard saying you need to attend to something to do with the vehicle. Your tyres must be legal, all of those sort of things. You also must have your learner's licence with you. No, not a copy. No, not a photograph, okay? You've got to have the original little plastic one. So that's got to come with you. Please turn up early, okay? Here in Queensland, we send an email from the Department of Transport and it will say you must be there 20 minutes early. Now, quite frankly, you are doing very little in those 20 minutes while you're waiting, but it's better to be too early than too late. So please set aside enough time so that you are going to be at the test centre early. And even if you're not going with an instructor who would do a 1-hour warm-up lesson with you, if you're not using an instructor, that's fine. You should make your way there early anyway so that you can get familiar with the area. Okay? So once you've parked your car, you go into the test centre. So here in Queensland, some of them, they've got little tables outside where you can do your paperwork, where the applicants do not have to stand in line and wait. Other places, you do have to stand in line, you have to take a ticket and wait, but that's okay. Usually the ticket that you need to press for will say practical driving test, and you'll jump to the front of the line. So that's why it's a good idea to, again, be early, because it could be a busy day at the Department of Transport. So you'll probably be required to fill in a little bit of paperwork, certainly about the vehicle that you're bringing and any other medical issues that you may have. And if you do have medical issues, please bring along that doctor's certificate. Okay, so the next thing that will be happening will be that you go out to your car and the assessor will come out and check all the lights are working, check the tyres, maybe even ask you to beep your horn, okay? Then they'll get inside the car and they'll ask you to identify some things inside the car that every driver should be aware of, okay? The other things that they'll be asking you is, do you have any questions? So you will be asked to probably read a little form to say what is expected on the test day. And if you have any questions, don't ever be afraid to ask the examiner. That's their job, is to answer, okay? Today's episode is not about my driving test tips. I've already done one episode. I'm about to record another one very soon. And you can also go to my website and have a quick look at the driving test tips there. But those are free episodes, the driving test tips, so take a listen. So today is only about what you will expect on your test day. So once they're in the car and they'll say, all right, off we go. All right, they will give you directions. If they do not give you directions, that's not your problem. It is up to them as the examiner to give clear, concise directions. If you do not understand, please just ask them. Say, where would you like me to go here? Don't worry so much about the directions. They will give early directions, guys. Okay? And they often give them twice. So what they would say is, okay, further ahead, we're going to be turning right. And then when you get closer to the corner, they'll say, okay, next on your right. So when you're driving, what are we looking for? We are looking for, first of all, good observation skills. So if you are not checking your blind spots correctly, if you're not checking your mirrors correctly, if you're not being observant when you're driving around, we're going to notice that and you could lose marks. Okay? We are looking for how you are driving with other vehicles. Are you too close? Are you too far? That is very unlikely to get marked down, by the way. Are you travelling too close to a parked vehicle? Are you travelling on the wrong side of the road? All of those sort of things. We're looking for your steering control. So again, if anybody has said you are not allowed to cross your hands when you drive, they are 100% incorrect. Yeah, I know a lot of you saying, what? No, my friends. As far as I'm aware, it has never been against the law in Australia to cross your hands. But what we are looking for is how you're crossing your hands. Are your hands remaining on the top half of the wheel, or are they coming low? Are they staying crossed? Once you've done your steering, your hand should not stay crossed. Are you using your wheel correctly is really what we're looking for. Do you have control over your steering wheel? So whether you're using pull-push method, whether you're using crossover method, we don't mind which. What we're looking for is the control, okay? Oh, and by the way, yes, you're allowed to let the wheel spin back as long as you have control. Now, please do double check that one in your state or territory, but I know in New South Wales and in Queensland, we are definitely allowed to do all of those things. So I'd be very surprised if it was different in another state. All right, what else are we looking for? We're looking for, of course, obeying the road rules, which includes indicating. Yes, my friends, we're not great at it, us Aussies. We often forget. We're often lazy. We often just can't be bothered. Unfortunately, come test day, it's going to come through. So please make sure you are indicating. We're looking, of course, for your speed control. There is no excuse to speed. The limit is the limit, okay? So we're looking for that. Now, that's just your general driving. We're also looking for your manoeuvres. So you will absolutely get some sort of turnaround manoeuvre on the test. And what we mean by that is it could be a U-turn. It could be a 3-point turn. If you're in a really narrow road, it could even be a 5-point turn. There will be some turnaround component on your test. There will also be some sort of reversing component on your test. So whether that is a straight reverse for 30 metres, which we have here in Queensland, or a parallel reverse park, which everybody gets worried about, but you really shouldn't, especially if you listen to my lessons and watch my video. You won't have a problem at all. The other thing that we're looking for, of course, is your gear changing if you're in a manual vehicle. But don't think it's only in a manual. We may ask you to gear change in an automatic. And yes, I have done that episode. I've done that lesson talking about gear changing in an automatic car. So by all means, go take a listen to that. So there are a lot of things that we're looking for. But guess what number one is? Obeying the road rules. Okay? I cannot stress this enough. No matter what you do test day, if you make a mistake, let it go. But you must obey the road rules, all right? So you go out for your drive for the test, you make a couple of little mistakes, it's usually not a big problem, okay? You focus on what's next. Leave the mistake on the road behind you, concentrate on what you're doing, okay? Obey the road rules, listen to the directions. If you don't understand, ask, and everything will be fine. So you go for your drive. It could be anywhere from 20 minutes to 30 minutes. It depends on the state that you're in. You'll come back to the test centre where you'll secure your vehicle, of course. You'll get out and then you'll get your report on how you went. All right, you'll get told you did this, you did that, this was good, this was not. Whatever the case may be, you'll get your report and you'll get hopefully a big yay, you did well enough to pass the test. Now remember, passing the test doesn't make us a good driver. It just makes us pass the test for the state that we're driving in. Okay? So please don't think, I passed the test, I'm good to go. No, this is where you start doing the biggest amount of learning that you're going to do on the roads, right? Because you're on your own now, all of you learners, right? You've always had somebody next to you, but now you're on your own. And that's where it gets exciting and a little bit scary. So again, if you've listened to my lessons, you will have zero problem with this. You'll be able to handle any situation and you'll be confident. So guys, that's it in a nutshell. Don't get worried about it. Go listen to the other episodes. Go listen to my lessons with the subscriber area where you'll also see my videos. And yes, that does include test courses. So I actually talk through a test course. In fact, I talk through 19 of them. So you can have a good long look at as many test courses as you want. Now, after that, then you go out and practice in the area that you're driving in for the test. Have a look around, see what the problems are, see what issues there are at certain intersections, get comfortable, and you'll be fine. All right, my friends, go out there, practice, and good luck on the test. I'll see you next time. And my full driving lessons are available on Apple Podcasts and the artofconfidentdriving.com website, where you will get access to instructional videos. Remember to relax and enjoy the drive. See you next time.